and it happens to be the first stone which was used in the construction of the first house of God, doesn't it become very precious and lovely?
It is, but some people say that it is brought from the Jannah.
They're not asking that question. First answer this. Don't you see any reason why that stone should be loved very specially?
It should be, but
both of you not be
no, the Hindus say that if we are worshipping cow or something like that, stone statues, you two people give worship.
Now the question has changed the form. He says, the new question is that Hindus say, because when we worship cows, you object, and yet you give bosa to the stone. How do they worship cows? Do they kiss the cow? When you kiss anybody, do you worship him? Kiss is not a sign of worship at all. It's a sign of love. And we never object against Hindus loving anybody, anything in the world. We love our horses, our cattle, our little colts. We hug them, we kiss them. There is nothing wrong. There is no contradiction in Islam. Love is something else, worship is something else, because we object to their worshipping God, not kissing God. Kind of worshipping cows, not kissing cows. You understand? Thank you. Any other question, please? Yes, come on and let's try the microphone. Over there. Yes, it seems to be all right now.
Assalamu alaikum, Hazrat.
Welcome.
My name is Shahab Sheikh. I'm from North Jamaat. One of my known Muslim friends asked me this question. If promised Messiah is so dedicated and so deep in love with Prophet Muhammad's peace be upon him, why didn't promised Messiah perform Hajj?
When the Holy Prophet ﷺ was prevented forcibly from performing Hajj, he did not perform Hajj. That is what Surah Al-Fatah is all about. That is the history created on the field of Hudaybiyah. Surah Hudaybiyah is related to that issue. So the inference is that whenever somebody is forcibly prevented from performing Hajj, he must not perform Hajj. Otherwise, he will be contradicting the conduct of Hadhrat Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. So this was the situation vis-a-vis Hadhrat Masih Maud al-Islam. He was forcibly prevented because already at that time in Mecca and Medina, all over the Muslim world, edicts had been issued that he has forfeited his right to live. If ever he comes here, he will be killed. So when Hadhrat Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, in that situation, abstained from performing Hajj, why should Masih Maud have done the Hajj at the same time, in the same situation? Understand? Thank you. Yes, please.
Assalamu alaikum. My question is...
and your name is?
Sorry. Yes. My name is Suhaib from Scarborough.
Right.
I'm only social study group, Islamic study group that you asked me set up, and there's one thing I was thinking about. I noticed here about how when Nazir, for instance, we see, I see a lot of times that, I'm not sure if it's a Pakistani culture or if there's a religious reason to it, but that many times the girl does not attend. And I'm wondering, is this a cultural practice or is there a...
Girls do not attend what?
Their own nikah. And I'm wondering, is this a cultural thing that...
Who told you the girls don't attend their nikah? They do, but they don't appear with men. They sit with ladies. Ladies come to that part of the mosque which is reserved for them, so that they can freely worship God without being embarrassed by men's looks. So that is the purpose, to give them a free role to play. And the Ahmadi girls who are to be married, they also participate in that nikah.
I understand, yes. I thought it was...
No, it's not true.
That's fine.
Thank you. Yes, please.
Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.
Bismillah.
Why is it that we can't say Asr prayers second time? Like, if I...
Let's just understand. Why should you say the prayer second time anyway?
No, like...
Have you ever eaten second lunch a few minutes after that?
No.
Why don't you eat second lunch? Because you have eaten lunch. So when you have said a prayer, that's all right, it's enough. It's not a question of saying second asr. It's a question of saying nafil after you have said a prayer. Hadhrat sallallahu alaihi wasallam instructed us to say nawafil at certain times, almost all the day long and night long, except on two particular occasions. After the morning prayer and before the sunset. After the asr prayer, before the sunrise in the morning, after the asr prayer and before the sunset. These are the two times when nature requires that we go out and indulge in sports and walks, etc., and enjoy ourselves a closer company with nature. So how beautiful is the teaching of Islam. God has forbidden us to over-indulge in religious and in worship for the sake of artificially pleasing God. You deny yourself those pleasures which God has created for you. And because they are very special times, so Allah says, I don't want your worship here now. Please go ahead and enjoy yourself. So that is the message.
No, what I mean is like, if I said my Zohar prayer individually, and I go to the mosque and there's a Jamaat going on, I attend it.
Right.
But if I've said my Asr prayers,
if you have said your Asr prayer individually and there is a congregational Asr prayer, you can join that Asr prayer. The first will become nafil and the second would be right one. Because congregational prayer has a superiority over the ordinary prayer. So the first prayer becomes insignificant as compared to the opportunity of your joining a congregation. That is a different issue altogether. So that asr will not be a nafil. That will be the real asr. The first will be considered as a nafil. Okay?
exactly.
Any other question? Yes, please. No, just a moment. With one without cap first, then you'll turn.
My name is Fayaz Kokra.
Yes.
From Toronto East.
You're trying to what?
From Toronto East.
Toronto East. Will you bend further down? Go get this right, yes.
So I have a business we sell meat in that business. It's part of the sausage. And like I am asked this question how many times from the last 4 years in my business. Okay, we have the model that's all beef.
Right.
But it's not halal, it's not the way we say it's halal. Okay, should we then...
If you are not in business, then will you eat?
I have no idea this time.
No, you're not asking that. You're asking because I'm in business, so can I eat?
All the Muslims come here, they ask me, what is this?
Your being in business or not being in business is irrelevant to the question. The question is simply this: can any Ahmadi Muslim, any Muslim for that matter, eat that meat which has been slaughtered for the sake of use by human beings, yet Bismillah, Allah Akbar has not been recited before it was slaughtered? That is the question? Okay. It is permissible to eat that meat, provided you say Bismillah, Allah Akbar before eating that meat.
Okay, also
Provided it is slaughtered for the purpose of human consumption. And it is not haram otherwise. Then of course it is permissible.
okay, sir.
Thank you.
Part of the question is, sir, we sell the sausages and that is pork.
You are not permitted by Rasulullah Sallam to sell sausages. If you do that, you are defying his instructions. White cap and then the grey.
Assalamu alaikum.
Dr. Momin Sahib.
Assalamu alaikum. My name is Nasir Ahmed Khalid.
Right?
I'm from Pakistan, Here